Hello students, this is Dr. Gaurav and today I focus on the development of the human gonads, that is the testes and the ovary. Sometimes a kick in the butt is required, that is a stimulus is required to get the job done. So this cartoon here, it emphasizes the fact that the primordial germ cells, they induce the gonads, that is the primordial germ cells have the ability to influence differentiation of the region which is destined to form the gonads. So the primordial germ cells, they give rise to all the ova and the spermatozoa formed throughout life. The primordial germ cells are shown in brown color here, and these primordial germ cells, they are formed in the epiblast. From there they go to the wall of the yolk sac where they develop and differentiate, and from there they migrate to the region which is destined to become the gonad. So this diagram here has arrows which indicate path taken by the germ cells to reach the gonads. So talking about the development of the testes, from medial to lateral side, the following important structures are formed in relation to the nephrogenic cord. This nephrogenic cord is formed from the intermediate mesoderm and is a bulging which lies lateral to the mesentery of the gut. So, from medial to lateral side, following structures develop in relation to the nephrogenic cord: the developing gonad, that is the testes or the ovary, the mesonephros, that is the developing kidney, the mesonephric duct, and the paramesonephric duct. So what happens is that the epithelium on the medial aspect of the mesonephros, it gets thickened. The germinal epithelium gets thickened to form the genital ridge, and this is shown in orange here. The cells of the genital ridge, in case of the testes, they proliferate to form the solid sex cords. So we are doing the development of the kidneys, and we see that the epithelium on the medial aspect of the mesonephros gets thickened to form the genital ridge. The cells of the genital ridge proliferate to form solid sex cords. These are the cells of the solid sex cords, and these brown cells, they are the primordial germ cells. Now, at puberty, what happens is that these sex cords, they canalize to form the seminiferous tubules. The primordial germ cells are incorporated in the walls of the seminiferous tubules, and all the spermatozoa which are produced throughout life, they arise from these primordial germ cells. The sex cords which do not canalize, they form the interstitial cells of Leydig, and these interstitial cells, they secrete the testosterone. The, the dense fibrous tissue layer, tunica albuginea, is formed, and this is derived from the mesenchymal cells, and this tunica albuginea, it separates the genital ridge from the sex cords so that the genital ridge can now no longer contribute to the formation of the testicular tissue. Now the seminiferous tubules, the ends of the seminiferous tubules, they anastomose with each other to form a network which is referred to as the rete testes. The rete testes in turn anastomoses with the persistent mesonephric tubules shown in green here, and these persistent mesonephric tubules, they will form the vasa efferentia. The mesonephric duct has got a cranial part, and this cranial part forms the epididymis, while the distal part forms the ductus deferens. So this is how the duct system of the testes is formed. So students, there is a likelihood that you may get this question in the examination. Write a note on the development of the testes, and so there you have to mention how the genital ridge gives rise to the sex cords. The sex cords canalize to form the seminiferous tubules. The cords which do not canalize at puberty, they will form the interstitial cells of Leydig, and then you have to mention the tunica albuginea and the formation of the duct system of the testes. So this is my favorite cartoon here. It is showing the lightning and the thunder states that the differential growth of abdominal wall can cause ascent or descent. And this girl here, she is in an awkward position, but she so calmly reflects that the thunder is talking about the kidneys and the gonads respectively. During development, the kidneys ascend while the gonads descend. So we are talking about the testes. So the testes, they descend. So they are formed in the lumbar region, and by 3 months of intrauterine life, they reach the right iliac fossa. From the right iliac fossa, they reach the level of the deep inguinal ring at 7 months, and they pass through the inguinal canal during the 7th month, and they reach the bottom of the scrotal sac by the end of 8th month. So what are the factors responsible for the descent of kidney? Number one factor, students, is the differential growth of the abdominal wall. Other factors are also there, like the formation of the passage, that is the inguinal bursa, which is formed by outpouching of the layers of the abdomen. The cavity of the inguinal bursa is the inguinal canal. And then we have the relative shortening of the gubernaculum. What is gubernaculum? It's a band of mesenchyme which is connecting the lower pole of testes with the scrotum. So relative shortening of that. And then we have the processus vaginalis, which is the diverticulum of the peritoneal cavity. So this processus vaginalis, the diagram here is showing the relation of the descending testes to the processus vaginalis. So once the descent of the testes is complete, then this part of processus vaginalis gets obliterated, and the part of processus vaginalis around the testes becomes the tunica vaginalis. So this is also a factor influencing the descent of the testes. And another factor is the hormones secreted by the anterior lobe of pituitary gland. So now we come to the development of the ovary. So again, we are showing the nephrogenic cord here. This is the mesentery of the gut. So nephrogenic cord is derived from the intermediate mesoderm. It forms a bulging in relation to the posterior abdominal wall. From medial to lateral side, the following structures, they arise in relation to the nephrogenic cord. They are the developing gonad, the developing kidney, the mesonephric duct, and the paramesonephric duct. So mesonephric duct and the paramesonephric duct. Now the germinal epithelium on the medial aspect of the mesonephros, it gets thickened just like in the development of the testes, and this germinal epithelium on the medial aspect of mesonephros, which gets thickened, it forms the genital ridge here for the ovaries. Now this genital ridge, the cells of the genital ridge, they proliferate to form the sex cords. Now some of these sex cords, they get broken, and the cells of primordial germ cells are surrounded by these sex cords. And this here we see the degenerating mesonephric duct in case of females. And then what happens is the primordial germ cells, they get surrounded by the cells of the broken sex cords, and the primordial follicles are formed. And these primordial follicles will now undergo further development after puberty in the females. Here no tunica albuginea is formed, and the mesenchymal cells, they give rise to the interstitial gland cells which secrete estrogen. So this completes the development of the ovary. So students, with this I complete my class. I thank you for your time and cooperation. Till the next time we meet, it's bye from me. Thank you and bye-bye.